And so I want to move then on to the issues surrounding 2024, and one of the major issues is that it seems likely that the ANC will dip below a majority for the first time in democratic history in 2024. And so we should probably talk about the problems of coalition governance. And so the first question I have for you about this is, would the ATM be willing to join a coalition with the ANC on the national level?
We as the ATM would be willing to join or be part of a coalition arrangement with any party, as long as it is principle based and it is based on providing service delivery and the transformation of our country and the economy for the benefit of the people. We do not want a coalition agreement that is based on how we as a party or they as a party can benefit, because the people will always come second best in such an arrangement. We want a people-centric coalition arrangement whereby there's a list of these are what we agree on. For example, we're agreeing on decolonizing the state of education. We're agreeing on land expropriation without compensation. We're agreeing on transforming the economy. We're agreeing on the state bank. We're agreeing on these particular elements, so that the nature of the coalition is based on what the people want, not based on what we as the parties want.
And do you think, sorry, let me rephrase this question. Has the ATM had experiences with coalitions on the local levels?
Even though we are not formally signatories to coalitions, but there are municipalities where we vote either with the DA or the ANC. So we vote, we've got that experience. But what we found as a major stumbling block, it is political parties who are having either the speaker position or mayor or chief whip. They become arrogant and they undermine the other coalition partners or other parties who actually voted for them to be in power. So without addressing that arrogance, the coalitions will not work. And the second issue, it is parties that go into coalition with saying, we want speaker, we want mayor, we want MMC for this and that, we want chairpersons of committees, but they speak less about the issues that will benefit the people. So for us, the people come first. So any arrangement that we have must be for the main benefiting of the people.
And so then I have a question. You had some trouble with the IEC when you were first trying to register the party. And do you believe in the impartiality for the 2024 elections? Do you think that the 2024 elections, we can be pretty assured, will be whatever happens is what happens?
I would say the issue of impartiality, especially with the IEC and some institutions, including the judiciary for that matter, it's a question that is sometimes theoretical, but practically so. People have got their preferences, and they're most likely to utilize their positions in order to entrench whatever preferences that they have. The issue with the IEC is that majority of the presiding officers are linked to the trade union, a trade union that is openly in support of the ANC in government. We've got experience whereby votes have been lost, and there's been some corruption in that voting element. And a lot of people, they do not like talking about the corruption or the misgivings of our electoral system, particularly in ensuring that there is integrity. But my view is there is no way in which the executive or public representatives can be corrupt, either as ministers, mayors, presidents, etc. But the system to elect them to be in office, there is no corruption there. I'm not sure if you're getting me. So most of the time, people want to talk about corruption here, whereas they do not want to talk about how does a person get to be elected to be a mayor? How does a person get to be elected to be a president? Is the system so foolproof that there could be no corruption there? We've argued that firstly, the presiding officers need to be officers of the court. Because if you get a teacher to be a presiding officer in a voting station, when something goes wrong, a crime has been committed by that presiding officer, he can, the best we can do is for him to forfeit whatever is going to get paid, and in the next elections is not going to be appointed. But with an officer of the law, a lawyer, or an advocate, that person takes the integrity serious to an extent whereby if any corruption were to take place in that particular aspect, it would make him to actually lose his license or his certificate to trade as a lawyer, So the IEC system, also the issue of digital voting. Why are we not having digital voting in this day and age? Look at the issue of the zip scanners. You go there, they say the zip scanner is not working. Therefore, you can vote here, and if you are able to remove the mark on your finger, go to another voting station to vote. There's a person who voted more than 20 times, So, and that is one incident that was made known. But how much other incidents are not known, but it would have made a significant influence in the outcome of the elections?
That's a very important point, and I think probably driven home to you by the fact of the difficulty that you found when first trying to become a political party with all the good intentions that you did have.